Hello and welcome to the special episode of the Economic Times Best Education Brands, where we're showcasing a group of schools that's revolutionizing the K-12 education space in India through its holistic approach of education that is leading to the grooming, the development and the growth of the future talent of India. Ryan International Group is a one-of-a-kind premier educational institution that began more than 4 decades ago with a simple mission to provide quality education to students and help them strive for excellence. We caught up with the Managing Director of Ryan International Group of Institutions, Madam Grace Pinto, the visionary behind this premier institute. Hi ma'am, thank you so much for talking to me. Ma'am, the Ryan institution, the group of schools is a huge group now. You've got so many schools impacting so many lives out there. But how did all of this start? What was the inspiration to you to get the ball rolling?
It's only because my Almighty God, my Jesus provided this opportunity. With the help of Dr. Ryan Pinto, his vision, I put into passion and also understanding what God has planned in our life. We continued our journey. We started with one, and today we are all over the nation in national and international schools, giving education to lakhs of children.
Fantastic. So it's been quite an amazing journey. You know, ma'am, there are a lot of different things that Ryan does. You're pioneers in many fields, and there are events like the World Scholars Cup, Theatre Fest, Teen Camp, etc. So what was the thought behind doing these?
We really thought something what all people are doing, we should not be common. We visited many schools internationally, and we learned that there is unique way of giving education. What is our motto? Education for life, education all-round development. So we wanted to give all-round development to our children. We wanted to give our children international exposure. So we thought competitions, ordinary, everyone is doing in their school. We really wanted to think and bring out all the skills what God has bestowed in our children. Do remember, every child has been born with talents. School is the platform where we bring it out. So till now, with God's favor, we have broken 11 Limca records for Ryan schools, and we are also entered into Guinness World Record.
Just wanted to talk about you, about your life, about your day. You're running a successful group of schools. You're also a champion for women empowerment and social work. How do you manage your time? What's the secret mantra?
When we read about Mother Teresa, all the way from Albania, if she could come to India, if she could adopt all the downtrodden children. So I felt, if she could do all that, why can't I do something? So when we had gone all over Maharashtra, we had gone different states wherever our schools are started, I said, come on, village adoption, greenery to imbibed in all our children. So really we planted lakhs of saplings all over the nation wherever our schools have been there, and we adopted many forest areas, and also we adopted many villages where greenery has been really maintained by our school children. Also we adopted ashrams, orphanages, more than 200 and odd ashrams we adopted. We have also started evening classes for the poor children who don't have shelter, who don't have anyone to give them education. So these children we are bringing in the evening to our regular school compound, and we educate these children. And wherever construction is going on of our own school building, for their workers' children also we are educating, and we are teaching them in our country where we really wanted to bring a change. Through education only we can bring a change, and that is what we really feel, and I really want to do more and more for the upliftment of all our downtrodden children.
Thank you so much for talking to me, and all the very best on this noble endeavor of yours on the way ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Ryan International has a focus on preparing and grooming its students for the 21st century with state-of-the-art smart classrooms, engagement-driven learning and an adult tinkering lab. The institution has a major focus on creating an environment of scientific temperament, innovation and creativity among its students.
I strongly believe that science of today is the technology of tomorrow, and robotics and artificial intelligence is the first step for having a bright future. I love robotics and have developed a great passion for it. My school has always been by my side for this field. I would like to thank my school, Madam, Sir, for giving me such brilliant opportunity.
It has been rightly said that within 20 to 30 years, robotics and AI will take over most of our jobs. And I, among many others, as a student of the current century, will have to be prepared for such a future event. My school has given me an opportunity in the platform of the ATL, with which I can hone my programming skills and learn more about AI. In the ATL, we have the 3D printer, things like oscilloscopes, and modular computing systems like Arduino and Raspberry Pi, which help me understand my programming skills and what goes on behind the scenes of AI.
We create lifelong learners in our schools, and as we are dealing in the era of digital learning, our schools are primed with technology. Students are given a lot of opportunities to get into research. They have done wonders by creating a lot of good IT as well as scientific models, which has not only acclaimed us to be at national level, but some of our projects have also reflected at international levels.
One of the main highlights of the institute that makes it one of the best education brands in India is its approach to holistic education. The institute has daily practice and training for all kinds of sports for both boys and girls, including cricket, football, skating and karate. Preparing them with the right attitude to succeed in their future by giving them the right discipline, teamwork and leadership skills. The teaching faculty at Ryan International mentors and guides students in all activities to make sure that they can tap their full potential.
At Ryan, we are getting a lot of opportunities from media to sports to education to a lot of things, leadership as well. So this year we are having the girls football team. Every year we have that, and at Ryan no girl-boy discrimination is done at sports or any other things. As we can see that the girls are also playing, the boys also play football and a lot of more sports at Ryan. I wish everybody to be like a proud Ryan like me.
Ryan Group of Institution has given me such a great opportunity to play cricket in such a brilliant facility in the indoor cricket, which has some unique facilities of pitch vision, which helps us to upgrade our game. As Chairman Sir, sports has been one of the vision of Chairman Sir. It helps us to be disciplined in our life and helps us in many other ways. So I would like to thank the Ryan Group for such a brilliant opportunity.
Ryan International is disrupting the education sector through its unique array of initiatives like Ryan TV, an initiative that is helping students prepare for the future of media by training them at an early age at all the skills required for a successful media career, and also equipping them with soft skills necessary in all walks of life.
Camera to whoever is speaking, zoom in.
The Ryan TV plans to give the students a slight step into the world of media. The FICCI report said that from 2014 to 2017, the demand for media professionals has gone up by 304%. Can you imagine that? Such a huge number? So whether it is your television, whether it is your handheld device, whether it is your streaming platforms, everywhere content is being created. And if we as an educational institution don't give the students the idea about media at this age, we will be doing an injustice. And that's why Chairman Sir said, let's start a studio for the kids where we are teaching them the basics about media, content creation, camera operations, how can they polish their skills. Because here at the Ryan Group, we believe in holistic education. It's not only about academics. Academics is at the base. It is the strongest foundation. So apart from whatever they're learning in their class, from their 9 to 3 or 8 to 4, their class which they have, they've also got programs like First in Math, they've got Plato, they've got World Scholars Cup, they've got Cambridge English, they've got InMoon, which is about Model United Nations, they've got a complete theatre fest where you have more than 30 countries which come for cultural exchanges. They meet each other, perform with each other. So the Ryanites are learning it all.
I don't think anyone in my year had stage fear because we were just pushed to try everything out, and we were instilled with this media bug and creativity bug, which has helped me shape my career at this point of time. Like, I want to go ahead in media. I want to be this person who speaks in front of the camera, who is creative, who makes videos, and that's because of Iceplex. So good to Chairman Sir's vision that he gave us such a platform at such a young age and developed us at, you know, as they say that children are like wet clay. So he molded us in a perfect way.
At the Ryan Group of Institutions, we have a student parliament elected in all of our schools. The council members learn the importance of voting and how you need to be a worthy candidate to be elected. I am Aman Nambiar, the Prime Minister of this school, and my experience studying in this school has been amazing. I owe all my achievements and my skills to my school and my parents. Ryan has been a forge to me, where I have been forged by my teachers and my parents together into this diamond, and today I stand proudly before you, not only as a YJ, not only as a YD, but also the Prime Minister of the school.
Another factor that separates Ryan from other institutions is its focus on the health and well-being of its students.
We at Ryan International take our children's mental health very seriously, and we want each and every child to be heard. We have the counseling sessions so that they can express themselves freely without the fear of being judged. Various issues like bullying, aggression, anxiety, self-esteem are taken care of on a one-to-one basis and also through group interactions. So our teachers also refer the kids, parents refer sometimes, and sometimes as a counsellor I observe them and take the cases. With an increasing impact of social media nowadays, we make sure that our children are educated about the impacts of social media so that they don't have these self-doubts on them. And we also educate our parents about the same. We also conduct career guidance programs for our 9th and 10th standard so that they can choose their dream careers appropriately.
I've been in the school since the past 13 years and every day has been an adventure. I still remember the first day when I came here, I was super petrified. I would not speak to any of my teachers or my classmates, but then obviously it was my Montessori teachers who actually encouraged me to like speak, dance, sing, and last year I was the Vice President of the Student Parliament, and I think it is all the credit goes to my teachers, my supervisors have pushed me and motivated me at every stage in my life. My teachers have been my greatest support throughout, be it the supervisor, principal. I never was like scared to approach any of them, and especially during the last year when I gave my 10th boards, I was super petrified and I thought I wouldn't be able to do it, but I ended up scoring 97% and it is all due to my teachers.
The best part of our school is here the teachers, they analyze very well the strength and weakness of each child. Depending on the strength and weakness, what we call it as a SWOT analysis, children are being looked after and are trained and groomed accordingly. We invite them for various competition. We give them a lot of platform to just showcase their talent, their skills, and based on their talent, passion, skills, we nurture them accordingly.
It's time for a very short break here on this special episode of the Economic Times Best Education Brands. We'll be right back, don't go anywhere. Welcome back to a special episode of the Economic Times Best Education Brands, and today we're profiling the Ryan International Group of Institutions.
To take a closer look into what the future holds for Ryan International Group of Institutions, I sat down for a conversation with the CEO, Ryan Pinto.
Hi Ryan, thanks for talking to me. You know, the group has 135 institutions across India and the globe. So what are some of the differences that you see between global education standards and Indian education standards? And the important part is, how are you bridging that gap?
When we go abroad and we attend a lot of these conferences, the impression and the perception that a lot of the people abroad have about Indian education, about Indians in general, is that we are really smart. Because a lot of the famous mathematicians, scientists, working in the top companies around the globe, top universities, known personalities are of Indian origin, and they are like, you guys are doing something amazing. But the difference is that back home, we don't necessarily have that same perception. At times we feel that we are way behind, the cutting edge and the changing times. We need to change our perspective in somewhat. And one of the things that I love doing at any conference when we are in India is that when someone says that, the Indian system is completely broken, it's flawed, we need an overhaul, I'd love to see a show of hands in the audience that how many of us went through the Indian system and are doing well in life. Well, most of us are, and we're doing something right. But of course, there is always room for improvement. And I think the aspect of collaboration and taking best practices, learning from one another globally is something that which we should be more open to.
While we might say that the system is not broken, I feel that the idea is things are changing. So the system needs to adapt, evolve. How are you incorporating that at your group of schools?
One thing that is always changing and is rapidly changing is the impact of technology. So technology is something that is impacting our daily life, and for us at Ryan, we have technology primed learning, and we try to have a good balance of good, useful, relevant technology in our classrooms and in our schools. We don't like to be part of the bandwagon which says let us put smart boards everywhere, let's put mobile phones into every child's hand, and use technology anyhow, anywhere. But we carefully look at how technology can be used in a relevant manner, in a useful manner, in a practical manner, depending on the age group of the child.
Your group of schools also promotes a lot of extracurricular activities, sports, theatre, speech, etc. Could you share maybe some example?
Our motto is excellence in education and all-round development, and so we truly believe in that all-round development aspect of a child to develop their personality. Not just focusing on the mental intellect and the academic intellect, but also the social and the emotional intellect as well. So we have a lot of these programs called the Indian Model United Nations, the Performing Arts for Children, the World Scholars Cup. We have exchange programs with numerous institutions around the world, whether it be in the Americas, Europe, Australia, Southeast Asia, where we have partnered with institutions like NASA to promote their programs. While you work for a TV studio, we also have the Ryan TV in our schools.
Oh, wow.
And so we have kids from grade 6 onwards, being involved in this program. It's again, integrated into their overall learning and the syllabus for the school. But it's not just about being in front of the camera, but it's also about being behind the camera, post-production, scripting and all of that. So we have these programs where we help children learn about themselves, their gifts, their talents, but also become good, confident speakers, public speaking, working, collaboration with others, team working, and helping children essentially work on what we call today as the 21st century skills. Yeah. So we have a number of students who have excelled both nationally and internationally. The couple that come to my mind, one is Chirag Shetty, he won gold at the Commonwealth. We have Carmen Thandi, she's I think ranked number 2 in India for tennis. We have Arnav Karnavar, who represented India for table tennis. So we have so many. We have Rahul Beke, who's playing for India in football.
Right.
So across the spectrum in terms of sport, we have children who are doing really, really well. Recently, one of our alumni, his name is Piyush Jain, founder of Impact Guru. He was, he was rated as one of the 40 under 40 by Fortune magazine. We have Ankiti Bose, who is the CEO and co-founder of Zilingo, the upcoming next unicorn, based out of Singapore. So we have some amazing alumni that we cherish and we celebrate.
I'll play devil's advocate with you. So, with the privatization of education over the past few decades, there's always a lot of talk that it's become a business and it's only for profit, and there's always, if you talk to people, there will be a large portion of people who say the fees, the costs have just skyrocketed. How are you, what are your thoughts on that? How do you kind of reply to people that say that to you?
So I would say education is not just another sector, as you would put in parallel to any other business sector, because it really isn't. You cannot lose focus of what is the purpose of education. It's to empower people. It's to empower the youth. It's to empower the next generation. And I think it is really important for all those educators that are either in education or some of the new entrepreneurs want to come into education, is to really hold fast to the main reason for education. Because if you deviate from that, then you start wondering why are we here and what are we doing. But I think that if you have the right motive of why you're in education, then you're there in the right sector.
I want to talk to you about the students. So a great thing that I know at Ryan is where you are teaching these children not just academia, but you're teaching them social skills by way of the importance of giving back to society. shed some more light on that, and how is that being implemented? Why is that being implemented?
So there's an overarching framework to our entire teaching and learning experience in our school, and this framework is called CHASM, which is knowledge, attitude, skills, social and moral values. And so this framework is embedded into our entire teaching and learning process at whichever grade our students are in. For us, of course, we aspire and we want each one of our children to do really well in their studies, to get the best grades, so that they can go to the best colleges and get the best job. But it's not just, that's not just the most important thing, to have great grades. We want our children to be great human beings. We want them to be great contributors to the society and community at large. And so we have a student council in all of our schools, and one of the mandates that they have is that they need to work with local NGOs, local charities, local bodies that are impacting their local communities, so that they understand how important it is to be empathetic.
Right.
We also had a program called the Ryan Food Bucket Challenge.
Food Bucket Challenge, yes.
And this, there was this craze of the different challenges that are happening all the time.
The Ice Bucket Challenge happened, this
and
happened,
so
that happened.
We felt that what is maybe one of the biggest problems facing children of India today, and one of that issue is hunger. And so we said, can we collectively, create awareness among our student body, and can we address this issue? So we were, by God's grace, and we have amazing parents, families, and amazing students. We all came together and we were able to collect more than 750,000 kilograms of food that were distributed over 200 plus NGOs and orphanages around the country. And so these are these aspects where we encourage children to really learn about the world, the city, the community they live in, and how to become positive contributors to it.
Ryan, before I let you go, what's the way ahead? I mean, over 4 decades is your history, but what do we see soon? Will we see Ryan International University? Will we see your own edutech arm coming up?
So the last 4 decades has been an amazing learning experience, and we really thank God Almighty. We thank Jesus for all of these awards that you can see behind us, and all of this speaks about our great legacy. The way ahead and the journey ahead is to carry forward that vision and that mission which our chairman and our managing director started with all those years ago, which is to give quality education to all of the children that are in need. So for us as the Ryan Group, the future, we continue marching forward. We will continue growing into places where we are not present. Today we are in 40 cities, but India has many more cities. Internally, I think we will look at how do we continue innovating our curricula, our teaching pedagogy, creating that atmosphere of happiness and joy for our students in our schools. And bringing in, I would again say, relevant technology to improve the teaching and learning experience for our children. And lastly, I think we will increase our collaboration and partnerships with both national and international institutions, universities and colleges to create that pathway for our students.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you all the very best for the way ahead. Thanks so much, Ryan, for speaking to us. Well, that's all on this special episode of the Economic Times Best Education Brands, where we've put the spotlight on the Ryan International Group of institutions and given you a better idea, a close peek into their functioning. Thank you so much for watching.